Has anybody had this happen to their olive oil? Good morning, it's a new day. I believe it's day 24. I'm losing track. But yeah, I just left the shelter. I'm a little up the hill. It's a good shot with the privy behind me, right? But this shelter is 0.4 miles away. I know, squirrels, I'll leave here. It's 0.4 miles away from the AT, so we have to go up to it. But today, well, thanks for tuning into the channel first, but today it's just gonna be a lot of up and downs and a bunch of viewpoints, and then we're gonna go down like crazy towards the end of the day. And we're just doing like a 12 and a half, 13 mile day to a shelter that's about 10 miles from the border to the national park. And then tomorrow we'll leave the park. So that's it. Didn't want to do more today because it's a lot further. Because when you're into Smokies as a thru hiker, you have to stay at the shelter locations. So you can't just go 12 miles and then camp out at the next spot or something like that. So you do what you can, so you do shelter hopping. At the end of the day, we're going to go way down though. So we're going to lose a lot of altitude. In the beginning, it's going to be cold, but I think it's going to be much, much warmer. Yes, I'm in long sleeve shirt. I have a base layer underneath, but there's no wind and it's sunny and no clouds. So I think it's going to be a beautiful day as long as we're out of the shade, which we may not. I don't know. We'll see. There's a bench on the side of the trail, and that means one thing: a view. Although I will admit sometimes there are benches and there's nothing. Wide open views. It's so low down there. It's hard to believe we'll actually be that low in just tomorrow afternoon. Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Always fun when you walk down a trail and you see this blowdown way ahead. You hope the trail veers to the side somehow, goes around it, but it does not. That is impossible to climb over. We'll have to see what people are doing. Looks like most people are going to the left. You can kind of see a worn in area, and then they hook right up. I don't think I've pointed them out in this set of videos, but those trees, it's pretty wild. When they fall over, the trunks, the roots are all wide and they just like stick straight up. Usually if they're deeper, there's a hole in front because the whole thing's dug up. There's a couple of big ones that are like easily 7 feet. And off to the right here, there's a gigantic one, or a couple of them, I don't know. But this one's got pretty shallow roots too. It didn't really dig up as much. Looks really old. Some of the fresher ones are nice. It looks like a bear could live underneath because it digs out a huge hole and there's like a nice cavern. That's a big one though, like 12 feet. Crazy. It even looks like there's a tree growing right there. Lots of mossy logs up here. I'm wearing just my blue long sleeve shirt and a base layer, so I can't disguise myself. Lunchtime. Hear that bird? I don't know what's going on with there. Squirrels and birds everywhere today. They're all going bonkers. I left Tri-Corner Knob Shelter a little bit ago. It's pretty nice. The shelter is old. The sleeping platforms are all tilted, But there's a brand new bare cable and privy there, so it's actually kind of nice. And there's a spring right in front of the shelter. It's always nice when you don't have to go downhill much to go get water. Last night I stayed at Peck's Corner Shelter. How many of you watched Willow? It's a movie from, I was gonna say 90s, but probably 80s. And I remember one of the funniest lines was when Willow was trying to stop all these soldiers, and the guy in the front's like, "Out of the way, Peck," because that was like a derogatory term for them. But we were at Peck's Corner Shelter. Peck's. Sometimes it's fun to just stab the ice. That was a shallow one. It just opened up right here. Look at the lake down there. What is that? Tons of buildings. Civilization. That's what civilization looks like. So overall, my health-wise, I'm doing all right. I haven't had any blisters yet or anything, but I feel like my left pinky toe, there's something up with that. I felt it a little before Gatlinburg, but I figured once I was in Gatlinburg, I was gonna shower and cut my toenails and everything would be fine. And I cut it. I think I might have to cut a little bit more. I think maybe with the Injinjis, it's squishing it a little too much. I might have to do something. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut a hole in the Injinjis or something. Maybe I'll buy some Darn Toughs in Hot Springs and wear that on the left foot for half a day at a time just to help out the toes. I'm not sure. It's a little sore. I'm going to check it out tonight at the shelter. I'm only about 5 miles away, so it should be fine until then. But yeah, it's a little... I've found sometimes before too, the way the shoe like folds as you stride, you take a stride and it bends. Sometimes it'll impinge on some skin. After over and over, it'll hurt. So I'm wondering if it's that. I'm trying to walk a little differently. We'll see. But other than that, everything else feels pretty good. So, and beautiful views of Jefferson City and some other places I checked out on the map. It's a nice day. The views got even better. Look, it down there. Beautiful. You can see so far. You can see the valley of all the towns, and way far away there are more mountains. Crazy. So far. And you can hear cars. Just barely. Something just dawned on me. Why am I kicking branches off the trail? Everyone's gonna catch up to me quicker this way. What I should be doing is taking some branches and laying them across the trail just to slow everyone down, right? I mean, everyone's gonna catch up to me pretty quickly. You might as well slow them down so I get another day out of it. What do you think? What do you think? We just came up to a helicopter pad according to Far Out, but it's really just this marker and a tiny little grassy opening, but way too small for a helicopter. The rear rotors would catch on everything. But this is a helicopter pad, and for some reason it points out, and there are great views, I will say. No towns this way. Interesting, huh? No towns at all. But great, beautiful views today. Here we are at Cosby Knob Shelter. thought it was gonna be right on the trail, but I guess it's a little bit down. I thought about setting up in my tent because when it's warmer, this is my theory, when it's warmer it seems like the mice are active, but when it's cold they haven't bothered me one bit. But as we come down, I noticed we're in this valley and everything's covered in snow, so even if it's a warmer night than it has been, I think the snow will help keep everything cool. So I think I might just hang out in the shelter again. I'd like to get an early start tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day, and we have a 0.6 mile side trail to go. It's gonna add 1.2 miles to the day, but it looks beautiful. So since I'm showing you everything near the trail, I should go so you may see it. Where is this shelter? Oh, there it is. Hello? No response. Let's see if anybody's in here. Oh, nice. This one has a ladder. It looks almost identical to a lot of the other shelters. It has a little bench here and everything. It's pretty clean actually, and everything's level, and there's more headroom in this one than the other shelters. It always seems like the top one is cleaner than the bottom one. Here's the top one. And the bottom one. A lot more debris down here. I guess things blow in because it's closer to the floor. It's nice, from the shelter, water is right on the right. So Cosby Knob Shelter. It's so nice when water is close, or you don't have to walk down like 100 feet, or it feels like 100 feet to get it. It's right there. Perfect. I don't usually wear my glasses, but some mornings, like, I can barely see anything. It feels like just like the cold gets to me or something. But once I wear them, I just leave them on all day, because if I take them off, like, I get used to having them on. But if I don't wear them, I could see just fine, or as fine as I think I can see. But the problem is I always have to remind myself to take it off when I do something like put on a hoodie or take it off or something. Otherwise, this thing's gonna go flying. Yeah. Wow, beautiful views down this way. I'll have to show it to you. I think it's cloudy. I can't tell what I'm seeing. Can you tell what's going on down there? I think I just see trees, maybe clouds, like fog, maybe down low. It looks really white, but it's not snow. It's not white. Confusing. One of the reasons I like to use a footprint when in the shelter is because nails like this, I've seen many of these pop up, and someone told me like I should hang this to block the rain that one time. But I like it because it helps my sleeping pad get protected from things like that. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's still more than nothing. So watch out for these guys. There are also little pieces of wood here and there. So I'm also rich. Someone left 40 cents here. Nice, huh? Should I take it? That's like half a Coke. Has anybody had this happen to their olive oil? I didn't bring butter because I didn't find sticks, so I have this olive oil, and usually I never get it that cold, but it seems to have chunked up in the middle. I had it between my legs, so it's actually much better than it was, but pretty weird, huh? All right, this is it for the day. It's pretty cold. My hands are shaking. We had 3 other people show up to shelter, so I'm gonna head in there and get warm so I don't shake anymore. Hopefully the camera's not too shaky. And thanks for watching. You all have a good night, and see you all tomorrow.